Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to NXT, and tonight we kick us off with Kenny Omega, and tonight he will be introducing his other members of the Elite. For months and months now, he's been teasing it, and with Adam Cole coming out after Kenny Omega's matchup last week, and Adam Cole offering him to kind of join up with him and whatnot. Kenny Omega's saying, "Hey, I'm not too sure yet. I haven't brought my boys and got them situated just yet." So we'll see who Kenny Omega's boys are tonight here live on NXT. Big time question is, it's gonna be big time people that have not been officially signed here to NXT, but we're gonna find out who they are and if they're gonna make a big time impact in the near future in this tag team division live on NXT. Everybody wants to know who exactly are my buddies and who exactly am I bringing here to NXT. These guys have been all over the indie scene, dominated, have held every tag team championship besides the NXT Tag Team Championships and the Raw and SmackDown Tag Team Championships, and they believe it's time to take over WWE. And sooner rather than later, once we take over NXT and once I become the NXT champion and they become the NXT Tag Team Champions and we dominate for a very long time, we will go to Raw or SmackDown and do the exact same thing. But now we are focused on NXT, and no further ado, here are the Elite. And now we wait to see who Kenny Omega was talking about, the Elite. And there they are, ladies and gentlemen, the Elite. You have Matt and Nick Jackson, known as the Young Bucks, but they also call themselves the Elite. And like Kenny Omega has said, they have won every tag team championship known to man on the independent scene, and they are here in NXT to take over. And their plan is not just to take over NXT, but also Raw and SmackDown at one point. We'll see how that's going to be faring, but we are about to see Matt and Nick Jackson. Let's see what's on their mind as they are introduced here on NXT. Ladies and gentlemen, we are the Young Bucks, or what some of you guys like to address us as, the Elite. We are one of the best, if not the best tag team in this whole damn world. We dominated the independent scene, and now we are here to dominate WWE, and preferably here in NXT. When Matt and I were thinking about things, and Kenny Omega got a hold of us, and he brought up the options, we kind of had to think about it for a little bit. Was it going to be good for us, our family, career-wise and everything? And we thought about it long and hard, and we decided here. So we have signed contracts here to NXT and with Bret the Hitman Hart. And we don't plan on waiting anytime, anywhere when it comes to our matches. And what I mean by that is I've already talked to Bret the Hitman Hart, the general manager, and we want a tag team match at NXT TakeOver Great American Bash in just 3 weeks' time. And he said that we could call any tag team, and whoever comes down to this ring will accept that challenge. So we are no longer waiting. Whoever's in the back of this arena, make your way down to this ring and step up to the best damn tag team in professional wrestling or sports entertainment today. And I don't care if it happens to be the Creed brothers. I know they're going to get their opportunity against the Blackpool Combat Club. I don't care what tag team comes out here. But we want a match at Great American Bash, so one of these tag teams need to step up to the plate and get your ass on out here. Did you hear something, Dax? Did you hear someone just say that they're the best tag team in all of WWE, especially here in NXT? I think my ears are... I think they're going deaf. Something's wrong with my ears, because I don't believe that. There's no way someone would say that in our NXT. Look, boys, in all seriousness, if you're coming here to make a name for yourself, you're going to have to go through us. So you know what? We accept this open challenge that you have. It'll be us, the Revival, taking on the Elite live at the Great American Bash in just 3 weeks' time. And by the way, if you think you're next in line for those NXT Tag Team Championships, or you even should be even close to them, you have another thing coming, Young Bucks, because at the end of the day, you are looking at the best damn tag team in all of NXT. Just because the Blackpool Combat Club have the Tag Team Championships, they're not even a damn real team. Jon Moxley and Bryan Danielson, that's not a real team. They have not gone through the ups and downs that we have as a tag team. So they may be the tag team champions, but they sure as hell are not the best tag team in WWE. I hope you Young Bucks know exactly what you're doing, because you called out the best tag team in all of WWE, and you guys better be pulling up a front row seat to next week's NXT, because we are live in action and we are looking to impress the best of the best, and apparently that's you. So we'll see you guys next week. Top guys out. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and massive breaking news that from what we just saw, Kenny Omega introducing his members that he finally got here to NXT, officially signing the contracts. The Elite, the Young Bucks are officially signed here to NXT with Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega introducing them, Kenny Omega letting them be what they are, and that's one of the best tag teams in all of WWE. And this is in their words. So the Young Bucks are not waiting around. They challenged someone to step up to the plate, and the Revival are doing that. So coming up at the Great American Bash, it's going to be the Young Bucks taking on the Revival, in which very well could be one of the best tag team matches in NXT's history, and that's saying something. But, can't put yourself up there just yet until we see that, as we get to kick off from not just what we saw in the terms of the Revival and the Young Bucks, but now we get to see Toxic Attraction as, wait a minute, ladies and gentlemen, this is Mandy Rose is officially back. You got JC Jane, Gigi Dolan, and Mandy Rose. Wow, this is something else to see, ladies and gentlemen. This is normally, we haven't seen Mandy Rose in quite a long time, and now she's officially back. Seems like she's able to figure out her NXT contract and everything, but she is a former NXT Women's Champion, and now she's going to have to go back to the drawing board and see what she can do. And I think, what we saw last week was all of Mandy Rose doing that for Toxic Attraction. So last week here, we were supposed to have a number one contenders tag team matchup between the team of Kayden Carter and Katana Chance taking on Toxic Attraction. But last week they were attacked backstage by Toxic Attraction, so we are getting this match this week. It'll be very interesting to see how this is going to go. But JC Jane and Gigi Dolan taking on the team of Katana Chance and Kayden Carter. But it is also great to see Mandy Rose back here in a WWE ring. The referee rings the bell. Katana Chance. Hurricane Run to the referee. I don't know what everyone's problem is with the referees, but it seems like it happens all the time. If it causes a disqualification, Toxic Attraction would become the new number one contenders, but you'd hate to see them become the number one contenders by that way. As now look at that head scissors taking down Gigi Dolan. But ladies and gentlemen, we have a great night in store for you from top to bottom. Tonight we have the number one contenders matchup right now that we're seeing for the women's tag team division, but also a first time ever matchup. We're seeing MJF. He is going to be taking on Keith Lee, former member of NXT, was there on the main roster there for a little bit before eventually, latest in Monday Night Raw, being traded and taken to Monday Night Raw, from Monday Night Raw to NXT. We'll see how Keith Lee will fare on his way back here to NXT tonight, taking on the very impressive MJF. Bron Breakker takes on a member of the United Kingdom Championship division, that being Noam Dar. We'll see how the Swedish Supernova will be handling Bron Breakker tonight. Roxanne Perez, the woman that is challenging her tag team partner, Cora Jade, for the NXT Women's Championship. We will be seeing that coming up later on tonight, as well as Hit Row, a tag team that we have not seen in, I feel like it's been a couple months, honestly. Hit Row are back, and they are in action, taking on the Creed Brothers. Creed Brothers will be challenging for the NXT Tag Team Championships in just 3 weeks' time, so we'll see how the Creed Brothers fare against Hit Row tonight. As well as your main event tonight, CM Punk, your NXT champion, who defends his NXT Championship against Chris Jericho in 3 weeks' time at the Great American Bash. It will be CM Punk taking on Sting. The Icon Sting makes his NXT debut after being traded from Raw to NXT. And your main event in a non-title matchup. We'll see how Sting fares later on tonight. It's a big Hurricane Rana there from Gigi Dolan, takes down Katana Chance. And Gigi doing the right thing, getting a tag here. Do not blame her. Uh-oh. Oh, look, both women kind of feeling each other out now. Katana Chance has that locked in. A little bit of an awkward submission hold here, but JC Jane's able to slip her way out of it. Let's see if she can get herself back in this matchup. DDT impaling her right on her face as JC Jane feeling herself up, being very, very cocky at the moment. And if you guys are new to the series, our NXT Women's Tag Team Champions are the team of Nikita Lyons and Zoe Stark. So we'll see who will be walking out the new #1 contender and challenging them for the NXT Women's Tag Team Championships. And with Mandy Rose back in the corner of Toxic Attraction, it may be even better for him. It's almost like a Widow's Peak maneuver here from Gigi Dolan, but Katana Chance being saved by her tag team partner once again. And for Great American Bash, ladies and gentlemen, it is going to be a massive, massive pay-per-view. Like we mentioned, CM Punk takes on Chris Jericho. NXT Championship is on the line. Another matchup we're going to see, it's a rematch for the NXT North American Championship. That is going to be Jon Moxley defending against a former North American champion, Christian. That's Katana Chance with a springboard dropkick, making that look oh so good as she's able to plow right through her. Another matchup I'm looking forward to is the Revival and the Young Bucks. Going to be a pretty good tag team matchup there in the tag team division, as well as the Blackpool Combat Club challenging for the, or I should say, defending their NXT Tag Team Championships against the Creed Brothers. Just a couple weeks ago, they put on a instant classic in tag team wrestling, and now we're going to see it one more time at the Great American Bash. Is Kayden Carter going to get in the corner, going to get herself a tag here? Let's see what these women can do here. Oh, double super kick lays down JC Jane, but just like that, JC Jane, the adrenaline flowing right through her, gets the tag, and now it's time for Gigi Dolan. Uh-oh. Oh my goodness. What a maneuver there from Gigi. Is that it? It is. Impressive maneuver there from Gigi Dolan. And Toxic Attraction pick up a massive win tonight over Katana Chance and Kayden Carter. And my question is, were they even 100% after last week's beatdown from Toxic Attraction? Look at that brutal maneuver there. I don't know what Gigi Dolan calls that, but whatever it is, it's highly effective, and it earns them a NXT Tag Team Women's Championship matchup. Big time win for the women. As we get ready for some more action. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. Keith Lee versus MJF here live tonight. Yeah, first time ever matchup. It's going to be a big time matchup for Keith Lee and MJF. Keith Lee looking to earn himself a championship here, and NXT has not been able to just yet. NXT or even WWE, but we'll see how Keith Lee fares in these coming months. New home, coming back home to NXT. He'll be basking in the glory of NXT. Keith Lee, world champion material. He puts his mind on something, I guarantee you Keith Lee will very well be able to do that. He's had some big time matches, especially when he came from NXT to the main roster. There to Monday Night Raw, had big time matches with the likes of Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, amongst others. Even on SmackDown, Keith Lee was in a big 6-man tag against the Bloodline and the team of Keith Lee, Tommaso Ciampa, and Brock Lesnar. Keith Lee even took on Brock Lesnar at a pay-per-view. Brock Lesnar would ultimately defeat Keith Lee, but he put on a tremendous match. So Keith Lee, he's been in the ring with the best of the best, but ultimately he has not been able to just grasp the championship just yet. And now he's going to take on the ever cocky confident, this young man, MJF. He's been very close to winning championship gold, but falling to CM Punk, and CM Punk is still your champion. My question is, who's going to be able to knock off CM Punk? Ever since NXT TakeOver in your house, he has gone through a lot of superstars. MJF, it started with against Karrion Kross. Well, I guess actually he beat Carmelo Hayes for the NXT Championship, but he beat Carmelo Hayes, defeated Bron Breakker, went through the likes of an MJF, Karrion Kross. There's big other names that CM Punk has beaten here in NXT that I'm not going to name all the superstars, but CM Punk has done a lot here in NXT. Yes, he has lost some matches, but when it comes to the big time matchup, he has won those. Referee rings the bell. Here we go. Keith Lee versus MJF for the very first time ever. Oh, neck breaker there from Keith Lee. And for MJF, he wants to kind of build up the momentum that he has. I would have to, stay on Keith Lee. Don't let him start throwing you around the ring. Ooh, strong kick out there from 2. I don't think MJF was really expecting all this power. As a big clothesline takes down MJF down to the outside. And look at MJF. He's going around. Oh, it looks like he's going to bait him. No! Bulldog there from Keith Lee. I thought maybe for a second kind of MJF was baiting Keith Lee, but ultimately able to take it to him. Oh, look at that, right to the midsection. That is not going to be feeling too good there. And again, MJF just has not done too much damage, so he's just being easily pushed around as Keith Lee tosses him into that. And then that's a brutal maneuver right there to the ribs. Keith Lee and MJF need to get themselves back inside the ring. Look at Keith Lee. He has all the momentum right now, and MJF does not know what to do at this time. Uh-oh. MJF is up and down. He goes right on that top turnbuckle. You'd think MJF would be able to scout a man like Keith Lee, but whatever his game plan was tonight, it has not been working because Keith Lee has been coming out here and taking MJF to the woodshed. Has a big spiking there, the DDT right there to Keith Lee. If this is ever the opportunity for MJF to get back in the match, it is this opportunity. Uh-oh. I thought it was going to be a submission hold there. Maybe try to go for a sharpshooter, of course, but that certainly will do a bunch of damage. As MJF, pinfall opportunity. Can he pick up a massive win here on NXT? No. MJF cannot believe it, but he's got to stay on. He's got to stay on Keith Lee here. As MJF with a big kick to the face. Oh my goodness, Keith Lee maybe have a broken nose after that. I think you guys could have heard that from the cheap seats as a submission hold here on Keith Lee. But MJF having to let go, just trying to certainly do enough damage to him. Try to work on those legs, those big tree trunks of Keith Lee. That's Keith Lee, big time reversal. I don't know what MJF was setting up for. Certainly probably for a submission hold. Wait a minute, Keith Lee. The strength and power. Oh, brainbuster. But look at that, MJF, the adrenaline flowing through him, able to get right back up to his feet. But was it a good idea, though? Big MJF reversal. And now MJF roll through, taking him down. Gonna go for another maneuver here. Gonna stomp his face down into the mat again. Almost having him in like a surfboard position there. And now MJF again. Oh, yeah, now he is. Turns him over. Sharpshooter. Referee right there. Will Keith Lee have to tap? MJF has him right there. Can Keith Lee get to the bottom rope? MJF right there. So is the referee. Keith Lee has nowhere to go. Keith Lee is able to get out of it. Into a big clothesline. Keith Lee all fired up. This has been a heck of a match so far. Both men putting it on the line. And now it's time for Keith Lee to maybe put away MJF. I don't know how much more Keith Lee has left. And same for MJF. Keith Lee running right through it. Oh my goodness. Running right through MJF. That very well could be enough. Is it enough? 2, 3 it is. Keith Lee with a massive win tonight over MJF, and the return of Keith Lee is a very successful one. MJF, ever since coming here to NXT, has had not really too much to really worry about, but there's a lot of talent being signed here to NXT, and now it's time for him to start swimming or sinking at this moment. He just had a tough match with Keith Lee. Keith Lee coming back, basking in his glory, picks up a massive win over MJF tonight. And we'll see what the coming months will look like for Keith Lee here on his new home here in NXT. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. So now we have our next matchup of the night. Noam Dar taking on Bron Breakker. We'll see how the Scottish Supernova, will be dealing with Bron Breakker tonight in a non-title matchup against the United Kingdom champion, Bron Breakker. In just 3 weeks' time, ladies and gentlemen, Bron Breakker will be defending his United Kingdom championship against Grayson Waller. That certainly is going to be a highly anticipated matchup. Plenty of big-time matches coming up with NXT TakeOver. Kind of curious to see how everything's going to turn out to be, especially with the addition of the Revival taking on the Elite, that being the Young Bucks taking on the Revival, coming up at the Great American Bash. That will be the debut match, as well as the Revival will be in action next week as well. So it's a lot of big things are coming up. The NXT roster is starting to come together with the new additions via trade or free agency. And just a couple months ago was the WWE draft the night after WrestleMania. So, everything's starting to come out. The rosters are starting to settle down a little bit, kind of figuring out who's the cream of the crop, reaching to the top, which superstars are, kind of falling down to the wayside. And talking about a man that has not fallen down to the wayside, he is one of the top superstars in all of NXT. That is your United Kingdom champion, Bron Breakker. One of the most devastating spears in the game today, Bron Breakker, bringing that physicality every single week. He's certainly going to be in for a heck of a ride, though, especially with him defending his championship against Grayson Waller. These two guys, the very bright futures. Grayson Waller looking to get his first ever championship here in WWE. Bron Breakker, this is his second ever championship. Obviously, he was NXT champion before, and then also right now with his second reign as the United Kingdom champion. But Bron Breakker versus Grayson Waller, man, that could be a show stealer for sure. But we'll see how Bron Breakker deals with Noam Dar tonight. Certainly going to be a tough match, no matter what, for Bron here. Referee rings the bell. Here we go. You can't sleep on a man like Noam Dar. Yeah, he is certainly here in NXT for a good reason. He brings that technical wrestling skill, but also brings that that unpredictability that you like to see in a lot of these superstars. As Bron Breakker just continuing to target that midsection right there in the ribs, just going to slow down Noam Dar as much as he can. And certainly I'm not surprised Bron Breakker is just trying to make sure that Noam Dar cannot, get any high-paced action going here. As Bron Breakker over the top. Oh, a glancing blow, the leg taking out Noam Dar. Didn't get the full effect of it, but certainly got enough to lay waste to Dar. And Bron Breakker, this new attitude of Bron over these last month and a half, 2 months, man, he's been hitting a different level. So we'll see what the future is with Bron. Was a big fan favorite there at one time, now turning to the dark side. We'll see how Bron Breakker is going to be dealing with this new change in his life. Will it be for the better, or will he regret turning on the fans? There's a lot of things where you see superstars do something like that, and you're like, hey, was that the best idea? Certainly not. Or, oh, hey, he's doing this, his career's gotten a lot better. There's Noam Dar trying to get something going, a little bit of a drop kick, taking down Bron Breakker certainly a little bit early here. And now look at Dar. Oh, right there in that elbow. Both these men need to get back inside the ring here. As Dar throws Bron Breakker down to the apron area. And now Bron Breakker back onto the apron, back inside the ring before a potential count-out victory there. And a big power slam there from Bron Breakker. Little shades of his dad right there. Or I should say shades of Randy Orton, pardon me. And now, Bron Breakker underhook. Ooh, underhook slam. Beautiful maneuver. But Bron Breakker still has to do some more maneuvers to keep down Noam Dar. Noam Dar, yes, he may not be, quote-unquote, at the status of a Bron Breakker at this very moment, but he's not certainly a man that you can just easily put down. As Bron Breakker spearing him in half. Big spear there from Bron Breakker. And will that be enough? Bron going to drag him to the middle of the ring here. And now he's certainly not done. Surprised he's trying to do more here. As now Bron. This is not a place you want to be. Oh! Big snake eyes there from Bron Breakker. Breakker, certainly he's playing around with Noam Dar. Putting the final touches of this matchup here. Breakker, big power slam. Is that enough? 1, 2, 3 it is. Bron Breakker, just, you could tell with what he just did, certainly sending a message to Grayson Waller. Big power slam. And ends up getting that win tonight. And the message is well sent. Grayson Waller is not going to be here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, but he will be live here next week on NXT as Bron Breakker picks up a massive win over Noam Dar tonight, live on NXT.
This was as one-sided as it gets.
And now it is time for Elba Fire to make her sound down to the ring as she takes on the #1 contender, the woman that will be challenging her tag team partner for the NXT Women's Championship in just 3 weeks' time at the Great American Bash, Roxanne Perez, tonight. And for Roxanne Perez, it's been, you definitely feel the tension between Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade. Still tag team partners, they haven't come to blows. It's a lot of, competitiveness. Obviously, they want to become the NXT Women's Champion. Obviously, former NXT Tag Team Champions in the Women's Tag Team Division. But, when they got the opportunity where Bret Hart decided that he believed that Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez were the two women that he thought that was going to be the future of this business here in NXT, he gave those two an opportunity. It was a heck of a match, but Cora Jade walked out the NXT Women's Champion. Like I said, you felt the tension throughout, and Cora Jade even said the next week, you know what, she is like a sister to me, and she believes giving Roxanne the next opportunity at Great American Bash was just a great thing to do. So We'll see if that's going to come back to eat Cora Jade in the back or not. But Roxanne Perez, though, in the meantime, we'll have to focus on Elba Fire here tonight live on NXT. And I totally agree with what the Hitman Hart is saying. Roxanne and Cora Jade, definitely two top talents for sure. I think they're still trying to find their feet. And this women's division, honestly, is still trying to figure out as a whole. You know, there's been a lot of changes, a lot of uncertainty at times. Mandy Rose just coming back once again here in NXT. She returned. She joined up with Toxic Attraction, helping them win the #1 contenders matchup. So coming up in just 3 weeks' time, Toxic Attraction get an opportunity at those NXT Tag Team Championships as they will be taking on the team of Nikita Lyons and Zoe Stark. But we'll talk more about that later on, as the NXT TakeOver Great American Bash is certainly going to be a good one. And certainly the crowd is chanting for NXT. They definitely see the future with these women here. Referee ringing that bell. Big time women's singles matchup right now to the top NXT women, besides Cora Jade at this very moment. And for Roxanne, this is a time where, you know, a big time win would be preferred for her right now, because obviously having that big time challenging match that she's going to have against her tag team partner Cora Jade in just 3 weeks' time at the Great American Bash. It's not the first time we've ever seen tag team partners go at it. I mean, we've seen Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano one time, formerly of DIY back then, before Ciampa obviously turned his back on Gargano, where they would have months and months of back and forth, and even if it was for the NXT Championship or just between each other. So we'll see how the two tag team partners go at it tonight, or not tonight, but in just 3 weeks' time. But for Alba Fire, you know, certainly a win over the #1 contender certainly will help her case in getting an opportunity for the Women's Championship in the near future. Is Alba telling Roxanne to get up to her feet? Alba Fire, big time missile drop kick, and Roxanne down like a light. Look at Alba, just gonna stay on Roxanne. You know, there's a lot of superstars that, you know, after they do that, they'll let their opponent rest up, but Alba Fire's not one of them. She's staying right on the attack. Alba tossing Roxanne back in the ring, and certainly it's a good idea. It's now Roxanne looking to, not Roxanne, but Alba Fire looking to fly. Big time elbow misses. Certainly probably not the best time to go for that elbow. Roxanne was a little bit further away than expected, certainly. And then Roxanne, big time form in the middle of that back, and then again, right to the kidneys. Pinfall opportunity for Roxanne. Will this be enough? No. Strong kick out at 2.5. And now Roxanne, big time backhand senton right there into the ribs. And it looks like she's going to do it one more time. Why not? If it worked once, why not go for it twice with that senton? And now Roxanne all fired up, looking to put down Alba Fire. And now Roxanne jumping clothesline. Alba is in a bad spot right now. Roxanne has her right where she wants her. Uh-oh. Roxanne. Big takedown there. Will that be enough? 2, 3 it is. Roxanne steals a victory tonight. Big time win for Roxanne. Showcasing her skills tonight. Alba Fire was at times where you thought maybe, you know, she might be able to knock off Roxanne, but Roxanne picks up a win, a much needed win, before she gets to the Great American Bash. How are these two women going to be able to deal with each other coming up from now all the way to Great American Bash?
I agree with you on that, Corey. This one was unforgettable.
And now we get to see Hit Row make their return here to NXT. A couple months off, but back to being used. You got Hit Row back, baby. Ashante Adonis. You got Mr. Top Dollar. And you got B-Fab out here with them. Big time tag team. I've mentioned briefly here in NXT, but going to be here more often. We'll see if they can climb up the tag team rankings. And we'll see how they fare with the Creed Brothers. Creed Brothers have been really good these last couple months. And honestly, I'd say a little bit more than a couple months, but these last 2 to 5 months, honestly, the Creed Brothers have been showing us that certainly there will be a time where they will be the NXT Tag Team Champions. Will that be at the Great American Bash? Will they be able to knock off Jon Moxley and Bryan Danielson of the Blackpool Combat Club? Certainly going to be very interesting to see how that's going to be faring. And, there's another tag team matchup scheduled for the Great American Bash, that being the Young Bucks taking on the Revival. Certainly a big time tag team matchup there, so plenty of big time tag team action no matter what you see. But Mr. Adonis and Top Dollar looking to showcase what they bring. Like we mentioned, we've seen them briefly, but certainly going to have a bright future. And Isaiah Swerve Scott, he is a part of Hit Row. We'll see if is it still playing with Isaiah Swerve Scott, or if this is more of a trio with B-Fab there at ringside. But now here come the Creed Brothers, ladies and gentlemen. Certainly one of the best tag teams, most athletic tag teams you're going to see here in NXT. And if we get anything close to what we saw a couple weeks ago for those NXT Tag Team Championships, certainly we are in for a barn burner tag team matchup in 3 weeks' time. See Jon Moxley, Bryan Danielson try to outwork these guys, Brutus and Julius, the Creed Brothers. We'll see how they fare, but as here, Shante Diodanis and Julius, as the referee rings the bell. Mr. Adonis coming right after the referee, but Creed not going to allow that to happen. And my question is for Hit Row, how do they fit into all these tag teams? Because we're starting to see tag teams unfold here. You got the team of Drew Gulak and Madcap Moss here on NXT. A little of a student and teacher there. Drew Gulak has been here for a very long time, trying to, teach Madcap Moss what's good and what's not so good, I guess. So we'll see how that's going to go, and then get the Revival, Young Bucks, Hit Row, the Blackpool Combat Club, a lot of big time. Mr. Adonis being very cocky there to Julius. We'll see if that's going to come back to bite him, but no, big boots there. Shante Diodanis. And if I do mispronounce Mr. Adonis' first name, I do apologize. It'll probably take me some time to get used to it. Now Julius has him in the corner, going to get tagged to his other brother here, Brutus. Fireman's carry, takedown there. Look at Brutus, he's all fired up here. Look at Brutus right in front of Top Dollar. Not going to allow him to get a tag here. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your co-main event of the evening before our massive singles matchup between Sting, the Icon Sting making his NXT debut after being traded from Raw. We'll see how his future lays, because we heard obviously before WrestleMania and everything, before Sting took on The Undertaker, that Sting plans on wrestling until this upcoming WrestleMania. So we'll kind of see where Sting will be faring, if he's going to even make it to that WrestleMania. Or I guess it'd be NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver at that time. But certainly it'd be very interesting where that's going to be faring for Sting. Big strong kick out there from Julius. Mr. Adonis again, just kind of taking his time. He feels like, this is a perfect time and perfect opportunity. And obviously, the other matches that we saw Hit Row in were more than likely multi-man matches, so they didn't really get that normal tag team matchup. Look at that cocky arrogance of the Hit Row right there. And the Creed Brothers didn't really care for that. But let's hit Row for you. Very cocky, confident young men, and especially B-Fab. Certainly she's certainly very cocky, confident as well. The whole group is, like I mentioned, so it's one of those things that if you want to beat a cocky, confident group, you got to come out and take it right to them before they get, you know, too cocky in the matchup. It's a big gut wrench takedown. Now it's time for Julius to take it to Mr. Adonis there as he takes him down. But look at this again, Julius staying right on him. Uh-oh. Look at Brutus. Oh no! Brutal neck breaker from Ashante the Adonis. Now this is where Hit Row can be very dirty, very calculated here at ringside. It's back in the ring we go. We'll see if Top Dollar will get tagged in this ring as Brutus taken down there. Certainly takes it into a handicap match at a certain time here. Ooh, big time power slam, and Julius is all fired up here. See if Julius can try to start plugging along, try to put away Adonis here. And look at Julius. He kind of a little bit of karma for Adonis here with the little taunting there, Julius. Now Top Dollar is here, the big man. And Julius is, for the most part, used to being the big man in the group. Uh-oh. Oh, God. Top Dollar looking to fly. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Top Dollar making a statement here tonight. The big man is not afraid to fly. But Michael Cole didn't like that a lot of times. Top Dollar, you know, certainly not a big man that you would want to do that. But if you guys understand that reference, you understand it. But certainly Top Dollar was able to clear the top rope this time. And now Top Dollar going to focus on Brutus. And the Creed brothers are going to be in trouble here. Some snake eyes. And Top Dollar taking out all of the Creed brothers here tonight. Back in the ring we go, but Top Dollar just too much of a man. Oh my God. Man, what a maneuver. Top Dollar changing up the things for the Creed brothers, and now Mr. Adonis going to look to put him away. Super kick to the back. Will that be enough to knock off the Creed brothers? No, certainly not yet. But Top Dollar is certainly helping out. And now Brutus pushing away Ashante the Adonis. But Hit Row looking really good here tonight so far against the Creed brothers. And if I'm Hit Row, I keep the big man in there. Why not keep Top Dollar? And they changed up this matchup for the better. And as soon as I say that, Top Dollar gets tagged back in. And now two powerhouses going at it as a big boot there from Julius. And now you could say another big man of the group of the Creed brothers. Here comes Brutus, but Brutus runs into a running knee strike from Top Dollar. For a big man, former offensive lineman in the NFL, Top Dollar fitting perfectly here in WWE. Certainly WWE has had their own share of linemen and NFL players in general, from Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, Baron Corbin, and so many others. As he gets thrown up in the air, Brutus is in a bad way here. But now as soon as I say that, big headbutt. Back and forth we go. We feel this match heating up. And I like what both these teams are doing. Frequent tags, keeping them nice and fresh. Oh no, look at this, the strength and power. And to do that to one person's arm like that, you could literally take that arm out of socket. Arm is certainly not supposed to be bent or even being thrown up in that direction whatsoever. And look at Top Dollar. He's just talking some major trash. He doesn't care if Brutus just got the tag in. And now Top Dollar in trouble here. Brutus with a shoulder tackle. And now Brutus, just a little bit of kind of messing around with Top Dollar. Cocky confidence of both teams. But again, it looks like we're going to get a tag. Here comes Julius. A lot of back and forth so far. Certainly, Hit Row is working quite well against Hit Row. Or I should say Hit Row is working quite well with the Creed brothers. But, you know, gotta have a winner, gotta have a loser in this matchup. Is a big running knee right there to the dome. And Hit Row with a big Splash to the ribs there of Julius. And now, Top Dollar. What is Top Dollar thinking? Has him up. Top Dollar. Ooh. Beautiful neck breaker there from Top Dollar. Is that gonna get him the top win tonight? Yes, it does. Hit Row with a win over the Creed brothers. A rare loss for the Creed brothers. Not something what the Creed brothers were looking for tonight, but Hit Row with a massive win over the #1 contenders. We'll see how the wins will start stacking up for Hit Row, and hey, maybe too early to say, but for Hit Row, certainly they could be in line, maybe the near future for some tag title shots. You never know. Certainly still early in their tag team career, but step in the right direction. Oh, wait, hold on a minute. We're backstage, and now MJF attacking Keith Lee backstage right now. MJF losing to Keith Lee earlier on tonight. It seems like he has not forgotten. Oh my goodness. Right into the car. That is not going to be feeling good whatsoever, ladies and gentlemen. Especially that front side and again. MJF does not care who you are. It's one of those things that just gets, oh my God. And now MJF trying to go with an STF here. Referee right here. But he's just trying to tell him to break it up. It doesn't matter. There's no match. There's nothing going on here. Oh my God, trying to break the damn door off. Certainly over and over again just to hurt him. Oh my God.
I'd say they should be careful over there, but I think danger is what they have in mind. They're out to cause real bodily harm.
Snapmare takedown, and then MJF just slowly dissecting Keith Lee here. Big haymakers again.
Spilled out into the parking lot. Hey, stay away from my car. You Saxtons! You Saxtons!
Oh my goodness.
Scary pattern starting to form as that upper area takes
Keith
more
Lee
damage.
just in a bad way right now. Oh God. Slowly dissecting him right on the top of his car. It doesn't matter.
Great ups. All sorts of danger looming as this fight continues in the parking lot. Falls count anywhere can
Keith
be
Lee
a
just trying to figure out what the hell's going on here, but it doesn't matter.
Take this match
Oh
to a
no.
place where you feel that
Not the stop sign.
If you think you do your best work
This is where I tell him to stop, but certainly no pun intended.
need to go. Likewise, don't allow yourself to be forced into areas you don't want this fight to go.
And now MJF just going to, oh my goodness. I guess welcome back to NXT, Keith Lee, because certainly this is not what you were expecting when you came back here. Uh-oh, MJF has him up. Oh my goodness. Small package driver there from MJF as he lays out Keith Lee here on NXT. Keith Lee certainly picked up a massive win in his return to NXT, but MJF is not over that, and especially with a man like Keith Lee, the status of Keith Lee, MJF certainly does not want to be one-upped. So it'll be very interesting to see where a Keith Lee and MJF situation is going to be going as we wait for the Icon Sting to make his way down to the ring. Sting made his Universe Mode debut in singles action. It was against The Undertaker, the Dead Man, the Phenom at WrestleMania. The Undertaker got short work done to Sting in that matchup, and The Undertaker defeated Sting, but Sting would end up having a match eventually between himself and Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe, who was at Raw at one time with him as well, Sting would defeat Samoa Joe. So Sting certainly has some wins here in WWE, getting traded from Raw to NXT. Be a big question to see how Sting is going to be faring with all these young and up-and-coming superstars. Instead of being on one of the massive rosters that you see here in WWE, there on Monday Night Raw, you're going to an NXT roster where certainly you have a lot of free agents, a lot of new people being signed to NXT. As now we wait for your NXT champion, CM Punk. In just 3 weeks' time, ladies and gentlemen, CM Punk is defending his championship up against Chris Jericho. It is going to be proclaimed the best in the world against best in the world. Two of the best to ever do it in the middle of that ring. CM Punk, Chris Jericho. Big time singles matchup. Both of these men have gotten each other's head week after week. It doesn't matter if it's attacks, mind games, it does not matter. And CM Punk kind of mocking Shawn Michaels with his entrance here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, but certainly going to be a big time matchup, not just tonight, but at NXT TakeOver Great American Bash between CM Punk and Chris Jericho, amongst other matches, as we'll be talking about them all throughout the week, not just this week, but continuing all the way to the Great American Bash. CM Punk certainly looks like he is ready. We'll see how Sting looks here. Looks like he's phenomenal shape, just as he was there in WCW. Referee rings the bell. Here we go. Sting. CM Punk, first time ever. And look at Sting. Sting already. Tombstone pile driver to CM Punk. Imagine if Sting put away CM Punk that early with that. Sting learning all sorts of moves. Learned it from The Undertaker, pulling it out. I mean, we know Sting did it in WCW, but, you know, little shades of The Undertaker for sure. Pinfall opportunity, but just a 1 count. And imagine if Sting picks up a win tonight. That will certainly, you know, maybe start climbing up the ladder here in NXT. Certainly will help him in the graces of Bret the Hitman Hart, possibly. As now Sting, the abdominal stretch here to CM Punk. You never know how CM Punk is if he's 100% after dealing with Chris Jericho with these couple weeks. So it's, like I said, going a lot of back and forth between both of those superstars. Obviously, both superstars don't really care for each other, especially when it comes to that NXT championship. CM Punk's going to do everything in his power to make sure he retains. Oh, big stomp right on that arm, and now Sting looking to fly. CM Punk holding his arm here, and Sting with a stinger splash, a different type of stinger splash. Stinger frog splash there. CM Punk rolling out of the way. Sting with gets hit with a drop kick there from Punk. And now Punk gonna slow down the matchup here. A little bit of a headlock, almost a little different variation of the Anaconda Vice here to Sting. And look at CM Punk. He's just taking it all in right now, dealing with one of the best to ever do it. That the Hall of Famer, the Icon Sting. And now, nice Sting springboard elbow right there to the dome, but unfortunately for Sting, not able to be enough to put away CM Punk. Sting all fired up though. He's got to stay on Punk though. Oh, CM Punk with a scoop slam, slowly but surely. Working that lower back of Sting to maybe loosen him up for potential submissions or whatever CM Punk has in mind tonight. Now Punk here. Oh, brutal kick. Right there to the gut, right there to the kidneys. Then a clothesline. If you guys are just tuning in, this is your main event of the evening. Big time NXT. Not just for tonight, but this is all to build up to the Great American Bash. As both men running into each other now. CM Punk again. A little bit of a variation of an Anaconda Vice. Trying to loosen up that head and neck area. Certainly will help CM Punk later on in the matchup if he decides to hit an Anaconda Vice later on. And you can slowly but surely feel that momentum of CM Punk right now as he continues to take it to Sting. That's another scoop slam. He's certainly loosening up Sting, and now Sting in a bad way. CM Punk settling, big elbow. I don't think he got all of it though. It connected, but it wasn't pretty. But not all moves have to be pretty. 2, Sting kicks out of 2 though. And Sting is not going to give up, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, CM Punk telling Sting it's time to go night-night. That's right there. Suicide dive right through the second rope. Sting is in trouble. CM Punk has Sting's number. But it doesn't take much for Sting to get back into a match. One little move, Sting could be back in this in mere moments. So what CM Punk is doing, love him or hate him, he's doing the right thing. Staying on his opponent right now. And now Punk gonna maybe try to put the final touches of this match. Sting stirring up to his feet. Uh-oh. Punk has him up. No, Sting with the reversal. Sting trying to capitalize, but a little bit slow. Wasn't really sure what he wants to do. Hopefully he doesn't have a concussion or anything. As now Punk has him up. Oh, big punch there. And now Punk. Oh no. Looking for the Pepsi plunge. CM Punk pedigree. The Pepsi plunge from the top. Is that gonna be enough to put away Sting? 2, 3 it is. Didn't need the GTS tonight. CM Punk with a massive win over Sting tonight. The Hall of Famer Sting. Punk continues to pick up victory after victory. Much needed victory for CM Punk tonight. As CM Punk gets ready for Chris Jericho in 3 weeks' time. Wait a minute, that's Samoa Joe. That's Samoa Joe. Newest addition here to NXT. It seems like Joe is not looking to make a long time wait to make his presence known here in NXT. He is certainly going to do it right here, right now. Oh, goodness. Brutal. Irish whip into that barricade. And now he's throwing him over. And now we're going out into the WWE Universe. Samoa Joe taking it to Sting. And if you guys remember, a little bit of back and forth we saw on Monday Night Raw last month when Sting picked up a win over Samoa Joe. And it seems like Samoa Joe has not forgotten. And it seems like we are certainly not done. And oh, look at the trusty baseball bat of Sting. And now Sting going to be taken to the woodshed with this baseball bat. Come on. Oh my goodness. Right to the ribs, to the back and then ahead. Samoa Joe doesn't care who you are. He's going to lay you out no matter what is. Oh goodness, a suplex on the concrete, on the baseball bat. And now, looking for the trifecta. Oh, and then right on the baseball bat. Samoa Joe is coming here to be more ruthless than he's ever been. And that's saying something. He was very brutal there on SmackDown, there on Raw, especially after WrestleMania. Sting is in a bad spot right now. This is just horrendous. It does not matter. Samoa Joe wants to make an impact. He's not waiting around. He wants championships. No waiting around. Feeling that Sting made a mockery of beating him. And again, and now Sting gonna get it with a hit with a submission hold here. Sting gonna pass out here. Look at Sting. Just being suffocated. Referee right there. He could let go at any damn moment, but Samoa Joe just going to try and make him tap out if he needed to. But this is just horrendous, ladies and gentlemen. He's already gone through 2 chairs. Why not another one? Come on, ref, grab the damn chair away from him. Samoa Joe, like we mentioned, one dangerous-ass man. But when it comes to this stuff, this is just horrible. Going through 3 chairs, going through a baseball bat now, the trusty go-to weapon for Sting. Look at this, this is just multiple baseball shots right to the midsection. It doesn't matter. Samoa Joe does not give a damn. And oh no, not again. Oh, but this time it's on those broken steel chairs. And now again, just for a matter of time, Samoa Joe has laid waste to Sting, and it certainly means the rivalry goes from Raw to NXT.